Yeah, we're great to start. Let's do it. Let's
Okay.
start. Woohoo, we're back
Awesome.
to One
Awesome.
Piece! Yayo,
Hello.
yayo. Dreaming.
Ooh. It hasn't been that long. It's like 2 weeks.
No, we got a little worked up, like, literally, like, a minute ago, talking about Shounen Ouji, because
I
he
saw
just...
a Shounen Ouji thumbnail. I knew it was gonna be shit, and then I thought back on all his videos we watched, and I loudly yelled, "Has he ever made a good fucking video?" Because Night Anime, the server that Puffin on, because like Night Anime has different servers, and a lot of the shows no one gives a fuck about are on the shit servers. So whatever fucking server season 2 of Pretty Cure's on was being a little bitch this week, so we didn't get to watch any. Um,
Oh,
and Shounoji
pretty
kept getting
cute.
fucking recommended to me, and I kept clicking on him, and he makes me so mad. He makes me so mad. It's not just that his analysis is boring, it's that he tries to make it interesting despite the rushed quality. And in it, he says some insane shit. Like he said Freerin, like he was doing a discussion of
Oh,
fucking
dude,
Freerin
before you say
gender.
anything, I actually have a thing in my notes app called Bad Viewing Opinions. So far, it's just Nazis, that one dumb Twitter post, and then Shonen Oji's gendered analysis is so
Okay, well,
bad.
I
Oh my
won't touch it
god.
then. I won't touch it then. I won't touch it then. That
There
made me
are
really mad.
three bad viewing opinions in existence so far.
I won't touch it. I won't touch it. I won't
The
touch it.
only three.
Remember when he tried to say Gojo getting sealed was imperfect writing because he died right after, but he couldn't think of like a reason why.
And you know, it's like,
Dude,
oh,
remember
because
Mashima's 5 rules?
oh, and the five rules like, oh, make the character
No, save it,
likable.
because we're gonna rave master. We're gonna rave master.
Okay,
Save it.
okay, we are gonna rave master in like a week or two, so I guess get ready for that if you have
Foreshadowing.
rave master
Oh my god,
spicy hot
Shonen Ouji
takes.
makes us mad.
It's like
Oh my.
you must pump so many hours into like this thing because obviously you do. How can you be just? Can you
Because
please just be a little
10-minute
bit better?
videos every 2 days.
Like if he does lose a full-time job, that's a dream job to so many people, and you're doing it. But at least with Ohara, he's a Scorpion. I know what he's doing, but I think Shonen Ouji wants to
Also,
actually make good discussion.
the type of stupid Ohara says, Ohara doesn't touch Shonen Oji's level of stupid. Ohara touches that maybe once a month. Shonen Oji does it every other fucking video. Anyway, we're loud. We just foreshadowed a couple videos. We're gonna talk about One Piece.
Yeah, okay, so speaking of the Jujutsu Kaisen thing we mentioned a minute ago, what if Oda wrote Maki? What would happen? What would happen if he wrote Maki?
It's like, oh, dude. It's funny how they said people would ogle her, and it's like, I do think I wonder if their mind is like, well, Hancock is a strong woman, and people might make hard eyes at her. Thus, they would also make hard eyes at Maki, and it's like that's not how that works.
Well, like even then, like
I
it's weird because like one of the first scenes that Maki's involved in includes Yuta saying, "I like medium breasts" as he like glances over at her.
that is true because we know the correct order to read things. And it's kind of funny how it's like it's funny that they bring it up with Maki. They can't. Oda could never tell a story like Maki. It's like, yeah, I would not expect a story like Maki's in One Piece, and I would not expect a story like fucking Bellamy's. There's a random one, a story like Bellamy's in Jujutsu. I wouldn't expect a lot of good stories out of Jujutsu. I would expect a few. I would expect because Maki is like one of the best Jujutsu characters easily.
Well, honestly, this is like just kind of a dumb thing I don't want to take seriously, but it just reminds me of the one time, this was that guy, this guy I used to talk to, once said, dude, Kaido's a bad villain, because imagine if Kaido was in Game of Thrones, and I was like, excuse me?
No,
What
it
if
is.
Kaido he'd be such a bad villain? It's like,
Mhm,
yeah, I think the 20-foot
mhm.
tall Oni guy who could turn to a giant dragon and, like, gets drunk and has goofy gags would not be a good
Yes.
fit for a
No, Puff,
live
it's funny is
action
this turned into
fantasy drama.
this turned into like the shonen story misogyny scaling, which is very funny. But it is kind of funny how it's like, yes, dude, the pinnacle is Maki, but like we yelled out this in our Jujutsu video, so you can go listen to that. But you don't understand how much not good Maki is standing on top of in terms of like Jujutsu directly handling and talking about misogyny. Nobara is a fucking character, not just because she's a female character who is shit, but because her first major fight was about misogyny in the Jujutsu world, and then they never fucking touched it again because Nobara's a shit character. Anyway, loud, annoying. It doesn't matter because none of them can write women half as well as Mashima. Next.
Next is
That's a fact.
the
uh,
the
I'm
not.
right.
You are right. He is great at it. Weirdly, you wouldn't expect it by the way he draws them, but he is.
Now, see, his love goes to both the character and the form.
Yeah. So next is the namification of Robin.
The Nami. Oh, you mean when people do like really specific panels and say, "Look, she looks like Nami."
Yeah. You know, the one where she was like looking at Saul for like the first time in like 20 years.
Yeah,
And it's like, ah,
even though that's supposed to look like her as a kid.
yeah,
Like you hold up it's supposed to look like the panel of her meeting Saul. It's the same face.
yeah,
Like that's
like you can look
like
at
their
like
eyes are
other
similar.
faces in the chapter or like, you know, chapter before and after and Robin's
Rest of the
face isn't
fucking
like
manga.
Nami's. Yeah, the rest of the
Now,
manga.
what's funny is like, does Robin look differently than she normally does? Yes, but what people don't bring up is, yeah, so does fucking Nami and Zoro and Luffy and Usopp the Least, but still Usopp and Sanji, because Oda's art style is fucking evolved. He's been writing this for over 2.5 fucking decades.
Yeah, all right. Next, we're kind of going through them fast. Wow. Ohara's first
Ah,
critique in
it's fine. Well,
ages.
it's
Yeah.
fine.
Do you
We'll
remember
figure it out.
Ohara's first critique in ages?
Oh my god, he's so It came from him being a little fucking Loki simp.
Well, okay. Well, I don't understand. Like, why did Ja Rule keep the fact that Loki wasn't actually to blame for Harold's death a secret? Like, why not just tell the truth and then have Loki be the super cool king like they
No, no,
suggested at
no. This is
first?
why it was awesome. We were going through his criticism slowly, and he was like, "Why didn't Jarl save it?" And it's like, "Oh, is Ohara misunderstanding his motivations? Like maybe because we know he reads in Japanese a lot on his own, and he's openly said his Japanese isn't perfect, so maybe he misinterpreted something." It's like, "Oh, okay. Does he understand that he's doing it because this is make or break for Elbaf? What's the point of keeping the king's secret when the whole point of his secret was to protect Elbaf? Where it's like, there's no fucking point. The secret was to protect Elbaf. We'll break it for that same reason. But then he brought that up and it's like, oh, he gets it. Why is he mad? And then he's like, well, if he just said everything immediately, then everyone would love Loki and make him their super awesome god king, which is part of Ohara's general problem of his analysis with Elbaf, which is he loves Loki a little too much. Like whenever he makes a Loki theory, Loki's the most important guy. Ragnar is simultaneously the only thing that can hurt Emu, the thing that will destroy the Red Line, and it can also probably do like 3 other fucking things.
Hell
Uh,
yeah, that's my chipmunk.
and also, he has this funny thing where he can't decide if Loki's going to join the crew or not because he says Loki's obviously going to be king of Elbaf, but also should be a Straw Hat. And it's like, wait a minute. Loki is obviously going to be king of Elbaf? The guy who said he doesn't fucking want to be king? Huh? Wait a minute.
Yeah,
That doesn't
yeah.
make any
Well, it's
fucking
weird. Like, it
sense.
feels like half the time he forgets Hajuden is even a character, and like, oh,
No, it does.
who
Like,
else
he
could
never
possibly
brings
take?
him up.
Who else could possibly take his place?
No, he never brings it up, which is super weird because, like, obviously, Hydrogen inherited that part of his dad's like personality and beliefs. Where it's like Hydrogen, just like Harold, does want to create a better world for the giant people, but unlike his dad, who kind of fucking hated giant culture, Hydrogen loves it and he wants to reach out to all of the other giants. And his idols are Dory and Broggy, Harold's two old friends who didn't leave their warrior ways behind. So it's like he's the type of person who wants to be king and wants to unite all the giants through understanding and diplomacy and being a fucking cool guy who could hypothetically have the Mayor Marino me if Sabo didn't take it from him. And it's like it's so obvious that like he like even like
Well, actually,
could they be like
Luffy would have taken it from him because Luffy's the one who took Hajuden out of the competition.
nah, how would you want to snuck back in, man? He could have taken it from Diamante. Um, he
The
just kills
100-foot tall
Diamante and
giant
takes it.
sneaks
And
back
then
into the ring.
he finds Diamante like bleeding out over Scarlet's grave, and he's like, "I need that fruit, man." Just fucking steps on it. uh, no, but like we're not gonna say it's just gonna be high because he's a pirate, but they're both pirates, and also they're entering like a more warrior way. They could be dual. They could be dual kings. There's a lot that could go on, but like obviously, Hydrogen is obviously going to have a place in like Elbaf's future leadership structure, there's also the thing that what if neither of them fucking rule? That's
Well,
also possible.
well, you gonna say they're gonna abolish the monarchy? No way, Jose. One Piece loves monarchy
Yeah,
too
they'll
much.
elect a new king because that's how kings work in One Piece. You overthrow them and then elect a new one. Um,
Okay, dude, do you want to be like hyper woke for a minute?
yeah, I love being hyper woke.
All right, so the official FBI Twitter account released this very funny post saying they want to honor the life of Martin Luther King Jr., even though they have in some of their documents openly admitted to the fact that they were responsible for his death.
Among many, also spying on him for years upon years, releasing tons of like. What's funny is every like MLK hit piece is like he allegedly did all of this, and it's like, what's your source? Oh, the FBI said he did. And it's like, oh, I don't fully believe you.
Well, anyway, there was a really stupid repost I didn't like where
Mhm.
someone said Emu honors the life of Rox D. Zebek, and I was like, dog, there's like 5 other characters that'd be a better fit than Rox off the top of my head.
Yeah,
Otohime, Fisher, Tiger, Loki's dad.
Jinbei,
Well,
Harold,
Jinbei's not dead.
Jinbei.
Jinbei's not dead, so.
Yeah, no, but what if he does die?
But
uh,
Harold,
Harold's a great one.
Cobra,
Fucking
Cobra,
Mio's guard would be better.
he would be better.
At least he died protecting a slave. At least he died. I guess. Hey, I guess Rock's technically died protecting a slave, but not even his wife wasn't enslaved. She was just attacked. So no.
I was like, okay, dog, I get it. Like, Rox isn't as evil as I like predicted he would be, but he's not like a great person or like a hero
No,
to
like
anyone but himself and
no.
his family.
Yeah, it's like it's so funny how like everyone slips this in. Like, yeah, dude, Rox wanted to take over the world to free the slaves. It's like what? Huh? What's that second part, fucker? Huh? He did. Interesting. Can I get a fucking sword? I love that because it's just bullshit.
Yeah.
It's just fucking bullshit.
All
I
right.
thought you were gonna bring up the very similar one of when Toei released the Black History Month post, and someone responded with that insane seraphim image where they fucking where they whiteified Hancock and only Hancock. That was a fucking.
Like, I don't get
How,
what's the motivation for just Hancock? Because she's supposed to be a cute girl, like, or is it because Jinbei's like a fish man and they thought they could make him darker to like show that? Like,
no, but
I don't get it.
I assume it probably is like it probably does have something to do with like Japan colorism and how it's like, well, the cute girl can't be that dark.
But they make a
If I had to
new
guess.
cute dark skinned girl all the time. They pump out so many of them, and because I'm consuming them all. Like, what
Yeah,
do you
but
mean?
that's Toei. Also,
Okay.
no, it's Toei. If I had to guess, because Toei's fucking weird, and I don't like them at all.
I'm over
Just
here
in
playing.
general.
I'm over here playing Fake Grand Order. They pump out a new dark skinned waifu every month, guys.
Also,
I don't actually play, but I
I
imagine
don't
that's
want
what
to
he'd
meet anyone
say.
who's calling. I don't want to meet anyone who's calling S Snake their waifu. I don't want to meet that guy. Uh, what else did we have?
Okay, next. This was a comment that you got into a bit of a argument with that got
Oh,
deleted.
Twitter
Yeah,
guy. Okay. Oh, fuck yeah! Can I explain this then since I
all
yelled
right,
at
you
him?
do it. It's yours.
Okay, so Puff sent me a post on Twitter, which is normally funny or fan art. It was neither this time. This was bad. um, a guy on Twitter said hockey was invisible. Okay, no, wait, sorry, let me fucking find it. Where is it? Um, Hockey was invisible pre-time skip. Zoro cut Mr. One with hockey, and Luffy used hockey to beat Crocodile. I don't buy the water stuff.
Oh, dude, imagine the fucking Yuba water being fucking useless in that scene.
He deadass did not care about the water Robin used. Robin just believed the water would work because she saw Luffy use it. I'm sure water neutralizes the sand from being controlled, but I don't see why it would turn Crocodile into someone that could be naturally hit. Because it's a fictional story. You need to understand the stupid rules.
Yeah, man. Crocodile had this whole big plan to like import a shit ton of dance patterns so he can control the rain and make sure it doesn't rain anywhere so that it would never work on him because he just doesn't like rain. He doesn't like getting wet.
Okay.
So it's not like it's the weakness of his devil fruit or anything. He just really doesn't like rainy days, man.
But then it
It's a
gets worse
personal preference.
because he said Luffy. Someone made fun of him and said Luffy only pretended to use water to trick the audience. And he said, "I got cooked and I can't even defend myself." And when someone asked him to explain why, he said two paths. One, since Luffy has the Nika fruit, his imagination allowed him to use the water punch by using his imagination, just like he was able to punch Enel without actually being made of rubber. That's the one that got me mad. Two, Hockey's a manifestation of will, and Luffy using water made him believe the punches would work, which gave him more faith so as to keep fighting, believing he could win. Just like Zoro had been leaking conquerors, Luffy could have substantially used armament. Okay, here's the thing, though. Because the idea of, like, oh, if Luffy believes... Either of these are stupid. Whether you do the fucking Proto-Nika thing, which I think makes you an idiot, or you do the... you retcon how hockey works. You're dumb either time because Luffy has fought multiple Logia where he swung at them with absolute confidence the hit was going to fucking land.
Yeah,
he did it to Smoker, he did it to Kuzan, and then it didn't hit because that's not how that fucking works.
Yeah, there was a period
Crocodile the first time.
There was a period of time where Luffy didn't even know what a Logia was until he met Smoker. So the first time he Smoker, like, there's no reason for him to believe that his punch won't touch Smoker because he has no idea what a Logia is.
Yeah, or Luffy's kind of dumb, and Luffy's like, "I bet I could beat Kuzan. Watch this," and then he just always fucking die. So I don't believe that. And also Proto Nika. I love Proto Nika. We're talking about Proto Nika again.
Dude,
As
go
far
to
back as
foreshadowing.
Dressrosa, villains were hinting at it. Okay, so let's rank the Proto-Nika things from least to most reasonable. One, when I told him One Piece fans, this is my exact quote, One Piece fans love finding things in the series that do not require explaining, then saying Nika explains them. He said, Luffy is not made of rubber and he punched an L. That needs an explanation. Okay, I don't know who needs to hear this, but guys, if you think Luffy is imagining being made of rubber, you're a fucking dumbass. The page of Luffy jumping in front of the moon when we hear Nika for the first time first time for the Gorosei. They say possessing a body with the properties of rubber and fighting in whatever way he fancies. Rubber body is intrinsic to being Nika. You fuckers are illiterate.
It's I feel like these people are, they're not like, they consume more discussion and theories of One Piece than they do the actual story. So, when it comes to like the base bare panel where we first get an explanation for Luffy's new Devil Fruit power, they just forget about it and only remember Ohara telling them the imagination theory like 500 times over the course of a year.
I don't listen to Ohara. I listen to Morge and Dax Socket. I'm much smarter than that. Fuck me. Anyway, so dumbest is, how did Luffy punch Crocodile? How did Luffy punch Enel? That's, if you think that's Proto-Nika, you're stupid. And then we have, like, you're kinda dumb, which is the people who said that, like, Gear 3 and Gear 2 were imagination powers, not, or Gear 4 even, were imagination powers from Nika, not his fruit, even though
Sorry, before you move on too quickly, there's another thing about the whole Crocodile thing. Crocodile was the one who pointed out that, oh, I see, you're using your blood to punch me. So are you saying Crocodile doesn't understand how his own fruit works and he mistakenly believes that he has a weakness to liquids and water?
No, he's weak to iron.
He's weak to iron. If that's the case, why didn't the bullets work on him?
Bullets are made of iron. Bullets aren't made of iron, to be fair. These are made of
okay,
lead.
yeah, they could be. But then Chaka's sword should work then.
No, that was steel.
Oh, okay. It was made of steel.
It was only partly ironed. It needs to be pure iron or it doesn't fucking work. Okay, anyway. So going on to that. Second dumbest. How did Luffy punch a Logia where we gave a canon explanation? Second dumbest. How does Luffy use his devil fruit? That is stuff like Gear 2, Gear 3, Gear 4. Where it's like, how does he do it? And it's like, we're giving a canon explanation that you don't fucking like, even though it's fine. Where it's like the blood doping explanation. That's not literally how blood doping works, you fucking idiots. It's just cool. Like it's like, oh dude, like literally it's like in JoJo part 1 and 2, if you make your blood ripple, you can harness the power of sun energy. And in One Piece, if you make your blood pump faster, your body moves at a greater rate. Both make equal fucking sense. And then I love the Bones who's like, don't you know how density works? It's like, yes, I do, but I don't think the series fucking cares. The series logic is bigger fist equal bigger punch. Burns bones aren't hollow. Okay, I guess Luffy sucked out all his bone marrow, bitch, because his are. It's just silly. It's like, guys, it's just because it's kind of cartoony doesn't mean it's Nika. Because everything is kind of cartoony. Zoro can hold a fucking sword in his mouth.
He can make tornadoes with it. We bring
Or
this up
like,
too often, but like it
yes,
bears repeating.
or easiest one, life return. Life return makes no fucking sense. Life return makes less sense than anything non-Nika Luffy has ever done. Uh, Next, we have. I get why you're kind of confused, but you really should think a little harder. Also, Gear 4. Gear 4 requires hockey to use. How the fuck is it a Nika power? Next, we have I get why you're a little confused, and that's Red Hawk, which is you didn't stop and think about the fact that everyone can summon fire if they really want to. Zoro and Kinemon, and if I hear one fucker say, Kinemon can only cut fire, he can't summon it, he cauterized Kiku's fucking wound, you dumbass.
Also,
And
in
then
his introduction, like, the smiley slimes attack, like him and Sanji and like Brook and stuff, and then he cuts them with fire and it explodes.
he
Where'd
cuts
the
the flame
fire come
explosion.
from? Where'd the
Because the point
fire
is
come
he can do
from?
both. And also, Zoro beat Ryuma by lighting his blade on fire with the power of really wanting to. Sanji obviously can do it at will. It's a Pearl from fucking Baratier can do it. If you tell me it was fucking Friction, I'm gonna need a source for that. The hit marks were sparks. No, they weren't. They were hit marks. Fuck you. It's just a thing you can do, man. It's just summoning fire. It's normal. Anyway, next after that we have Oda may have been foreshadowing here, but I don't think so. And that is villains not understanding what the fuck Culverin is. Okay, or Culverin and Gear 4 in general. Because first is Dofi, right after Luffy debuts Gear 4. I think it's the chapter after. Dofi kicks him in the stomach, and Dofi says even with armament, he's still rubber. Or like it's rubbery but tough. What the fuck? And the answer is, guys, Luffy's using armament but still letting his body be rubbery because Gear 4 is an amazing use of armament. Like, obviously, Luffy is still rubbery when he armaments his arms. He fucking can pull it inwards like a fucking spring. Because yeah, it's just Luffy's good at armament. It's kind of just showing us that Gear 4 is like a fucking tire. Like,
Yeah.
that's how Gear 4... If before he was a rubber band, he is now a tire. And then the other one is that scene where Kaido's like, he's altering the trajectory at a whim. Rubber shouldn't be able to do this in response to Culverin. And I can see why you think it's Nika, because it's fucking weird. And also, Gear 4 in general is like the only fair argument for being Proto Nika, because it has the Hagoromo, which is an awakening thing. I still think no, because one, Luffy can only ever Culverin with Haki in Gear 4, a form of it, no matter what. And two, if Culverin was supposed to be the hint at Gear 4, at Nika, you'd think we'd see Luffy use a version of Culverin in Gear 5 ever, and he just doesn't.
Yeah. Like,
So
like
that's
anytime
supposed
he's
to
ever
be a
like did
connection.
anytime he ever did like a weird like curvy punch, it was never like, in a thousand directions like Snake Man or Culverin, and it would
No, and it was
it
never a
always
hard right
yeah,
angle.
never a hard right angle. Like it was always like a smooth curve.
Which, to me implies these are different things. Culverin is some hockey bullshit. Well, how does he do that? Dog, Shanks can fucking give you a radio call with his hockey. Hockey's stupid. You can do a lot of dumb shit with hockey. And then last, which is someone made a comment about it once. I thought it was really funny. And it was, how the fuck does Kong organ work?
You
It's
punch her
like, yeah.
really fast, man.
But it doesn't look like it. It looks like he summons arm.
Dude, you punch her really fast, okay?
No, no, it makes more sense in the manga because it's just one attack. But in the anime, it looks like Luffy just summons more hands. It looks really stupid.
So is that all?
Is that all I have to yell about with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, like there is a visual showing that Kong organ is in action multiplying arms from the Kaido fight. So there's that. Also, it's Kong Gatling, not Kong organ. So I guess wait, does that mean Kong organ is its own thing? No, I probably just forgot the attack name. As in Oda has said before that he does need to use the One Piece wiki to look up attack names.
But dude, if he
Which
has the wiki,
fair.
how'd he get mixed up, huh?
He was probably a little overconfident. He's like, "Well, I know what it's called when Luffy uses more than one punch. I'm not stupid." So yeah, I fucking hate Nika retconning. It makes me so angry. Like
So
again, it's
anyway,
like the Gear 4 shit could happen. Anything else, you're stupid.
yeah. So anyway, that whole entire section was not what I was actually alluding to with my first little like opening.
Who
Like,
else did I argue with? I argued with so
it
many
was
people.
someone in our comment section, but the comment thread got deleted. It was about like whether or not Luffy will actually fight Emu or not.
Oh no, I don't think he deleted it. I think I just couldn't find it.
Oh, okay.
I'll try and
Okay, I
find
guess
it
maybe you
again.
didn't delete it then.
No, you bring up new things. I'll dig for it.
Alrighty, Rooney. That's the problem though, is that that's it. That's all I got. All I have left is
Okay.
scroll on Pirate Folk because people keep asking us to go to Pirate
I
Folk. So
don't
I guess
want
I'm
to. Every
gonna
time I
go to
get
Pirate
recommended
Folk.
it, it's just like, hey, I got rid of the fan service. Look how much better the design is. And it's like, okay, man, if you don't like seeing Gunko's ass slash Eames' ass when they attack Brook, that's fine. um,
No wonder Oda gets away with writing the same one-dimensional angelic doting mother who dies gimmick. His fans deadass talk like Andrew Tate when it comes to women instead of appreciating emotional moments like this.
um, so yeah, there's a lot of sexist shonen fans in every department. Sexist shonen fan is like one of my oldest fucking phrases on this channel because there's a lot of them. By the way, one thing we got, I guess we can just do a part two here with the Eden Kaguya thing, guys. We were just making fun of best guy ever. We don't think Kaguya was like slick or seamless, but we don't think Kaguya is like the worst fucking writing ever. We understand the ideas behind Kaguya and like them. We just think her introduction was kind of messy.
Man, I miss pre-Wano fights, and it's just a picture of Luffy versus Katakuri, and it's like, okay, all right, I guess. Like, Wano feels like a weird cutoff, just people deciding whether they do or don't like it, I guess.
Yeah, I kind of don't care. Like, it's also just stupid because it's like, yeah, dude, Louis versus Katakuri is the best fight. I'd love to get more. With Senior Pink, I think some people miss the point of his story. You aren't meant to think he's a good person. I do think that's how One Piece fans market it. They're like, dude, think about it. Yeah, they're like, dude, One Piece is so good. They can even they can make you feel bad for this stupid piece of shit. And they show his design. It's like feel bad, yes, but also fuck him. Let's see here.
Uh, Robin not learning basic hockey during time skip is one of the most nonsensical writing choices. Okay, what? Okay.
I guess she didn't want to, man. Like I imagine they're like, "Hey, Robin, we could teach you a lot of things." And then she heard Fishman Karate from Koala, and she's like, "That one." She's like, "That one. I want to learn that one." We did get a funny joke where it's like, "Of course, Kaguya is a better character than Emu. Kaguya Shinomiya was introduced in Chapter 1 of Love is War and is one of the main characters."
Oh no, someone's worried that Oda would ruin an L if he brought him back to the story.
Oh no.
Because if he
He
did,
makes him a real god.
but what if he gives them a tie to a government? That would ruin his backstory, or he doesn't have backstory, and that's the good part. Is if a sad backstory, it's like okay, I like an L2, I guess, but like I don't know why you're paranoid about that.
Oh, we got a commenter who I think is just dumb. Wacky to see someone who's actually read Fujimoto say they don't really care for it. Only times I've heard anything that isn't positive is from chuds on Twitter. You haven't heard wokies that don't like Fujimoto? Your Twitter is weird.
You know
There
what's
are plenty of
that
woke critiques of Fujimoto's work.
that reminds you of this funny thing that happened to me at work a few months ago. Where I accidentally sounded like an Elon Musk fan.
Oh no, how did you accidentally do that.
Okay, so like my friend just said, like, we were just talking, and then not friend, my coworker, like one of them just blurted out, because Elon's woke now, and I'm like, the fuck do you mean he's woke now? And I never explained to him that I don't think there's a single woke person on the planet who likes Elon, and just said, how is he woke? I don't understand. And I think he thought I was defending Elon by saying he wasn't woke, and I'm like, because, like, in his head, being woke was bad, and I just don't like Elon, so I'm like, why the fuck are you calling him woke? I think he's worse than woke. He's a selfish billionaire. But I never said that out loud. I'm just like, wait, but how is he woke, though? And then he never explained it. We just, it kind of just ended as quickly as it came, because no one wanted to talk about politics at the time. I mean, the people around us, not us, too.
Let's see here. Can I put the guest in my reaction? Oh yeah, Puff. Puff. Fuck, you gotta put this at the beginning again. The people guessing thing.
Oh, is no one's God still?
Okay, everything has been gotten except for the hard one, which really shouldn't have shocked us. But new game. Whoever can guess what the fuck my drink on our collab thing is from wins. That's it. That's it. Not collab. Why did I say collab? Am I fucking dipshit? Or reaction video thing. Whoever can get that wins. Because some people have guessed Fallout. That's fucking wrong. Someone guessed a game I've never heard of. That's fucking wrong. It's from a game. That's your hint. I believe in you. If you just say the game and don't tell me where in the game, you ain't getting it. You gotta tell me where. It's very likely no one can fucking get this, and that's just making me realize that I'm a little Puff. What's funny is literally the way it happened is don't spoil them. But I remember I was streaming myself playing the game, and that was on screen, and I said, "Ooh, I want some of that." You want to rot your fucking teeth? And I was like, "Why were you so aggro with me?"
Oh, dude. Okay. This post actually pointed something out to me that I think is worthwhile.
Mhm.
So it may have been confirmed that Emu is a man in this chapter, if the
It
translation's
was
accurate.
okay.
Yeah, fuck, what's his name? Oh man, I'm forgetting the Vine guy's name. Spoilers for
Summer.
the latest chapters, by the way. Summers says he calls Emu a he, so if that is accurate.
But how did what does a he mean? Because Japan doesn't have
Oh no,
pronouns
sorry,
like
not
that.
a he. He says this will be his fault. Like that's the line when he's
Does he
talking,
say
referring
like
to
the
Emu.
big? But Japan doesn't have like his or his.
Yeah, I know. Like
So
that's why I'm unsure if this is
did
like.
he use like outright gendered language? Did he see like the big man or something?
No, he said this will be his fault.
Okay, because that Japanese doesn't have those pronouns, so I am curious what the exact
Yeah, because if it's not like
Japanese
they could
words
because they
were.
could have translated as it'll be their fault, but they didn't choose that. They said his. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we'll
But
we'll see.
it'll
We'll
be funny
see.
just to throw in the face every time Ohara calls Emu a she,
No,
because he's
I'm
gonna do
sure
that.
Ohara is gonna have to cover it.
All right,
Um,
I'm getting bored. All these posts are the
okay, I'm
same.
I'm going through comments. I'm going through
It's
comments.
funny that like the last time, one of the last comments that I was talking about Powerful was like, I'm not sure if you'll do this because of the backlash, but like I really hope you talk about what backlash. Who's backlashing us for pirate folk?
Mhm.
No one likes
Yeah, it's
pirate
super.
folk except
Yeah, no,
pirate
no,
folk.
I'm so scared of pirate folk. They're coming here and being, you dare say you don't prefer my emu redesign? It's like, what are they gonna do to me? No, no. Anyway, we got a funny one. Uh, no shade to this person. They said they felt like let's see here. They basically they did a little like agenda piecing, and then they said it felt really embarrassing, which is funny. But what they said was they're like Law's not as cool as people say because he doesn't have a single 1v1 in the story, and that was like, well, he beat Smoker, and then they're like, oh yeah,
No, no, no,
but that
that
was
was two
fun.
on one. That was 2-on-1. Tashigi was there too. That was 2-on-1.
No, 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 no. He said Tashigi distracted him, and I was like, that didn't happen. And then he went and read the chapter. He's like, yeah, it didn't happen. So they're cool. They're cool. They're just like, oh yeah, that's not true. All right, I want to see if I can find the comment.
It reminds you of this like weird like I think this may have been a pirate folk post, but like from years back during Wano.
Hmm.
But like, can you guys remember the last time Oda just wrote a fight and it ended in less than one chapter? I can't. Well, actually, I can't. It was Smoker and Law and Punk Hazard. I'm like, dude,
That
Zoro.
was what?
No, and like, dude, that's a weirdly, stupidly specific metric that proves nothing and makes no point whatsoever. Because
Hmm.
a fight ending like or starting halfway through a chapter and ending halfway through the next isn't super different than a fight starting and ending in the same chapter. And B, you're wrong. Luffy or so Zoro fought Killer in Ringo, and that started and ended in
Yeah,
one
that
chapter,
was.
and that was like a month
Yeah.
ago. Like, what are you talking about, man?
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Oh, someone made a good joke. They said since Ragnar is a squirrel, that means it's a squeaky hammer.
I
That's
hope
a good
so.
joke.
I hope
That's a
so.
good joke. Let's see here. Regarding the sea equal isolation theory, I agree and disagree. The rough seas and sea kings deter sea travel for a lot of people in the Grand Line. Already not the world. We are on a little fucking strip. Uh, so these islands are isolated from each other, but the pirates themselves are bonded by the sea. It isn't an isolating force for them. If the world government is responsible for terraforming the world, the isolation of each island makes them rely more on the world government than they would normally, but also around a rogue class. I don't know if I agree, because like if there was a world government because like just instead of being attacked by pirates, they're attacked by what like mountain bandits. Like
I think there is like a
because
kind of
like
a
they're very reliant on trade, but trade isn't. And I guess like the other thing I was thinking about, like if the government is pro is like anti any island connections whatsoever, why did they want Tom to finish the sea train?
yeah.
Because like they literally said, "Oh, even though you literally built Roger's ship, the sea train would be so fucking epic and rad. We want you to make it anyway." It's like that feels like a weird thing for them to want if
Yeah,
they
and
want to
like
see
if
that
they
sort of
really like
people.
and they could have said, okay, you can do it from Annie's lobby to like here or whatever, but like like they let him go to different places that weren't Annie's lobby. So
Yeah, they let him help. Yeah, like multiple islands, which just doesn't sound like something they do. You know, like it sounds
like I
weird.
think there's like
Uh,
maybe aspects or certain angles like like information, right? Everyone needs to rely on the news coups, and the news coups are in the pocket of the world government. So like there's aspects to
Sometimes,
that.
unless Morgan decides, eh. I think how Morgan's just like, I really like gassing Luffy, man. It's really fun.
Like I'd say that's like true in some ways, but like doesn't really like mean the sea itself will like represent like isolation and bad negative things, because I feel like there's just too
hmm
many positive associations.
Right. Let's see here. I found two bad opinions while doom scrolling. The first was an OP opinion where someone stated all post time skip fights are bad because they all end with just more hockey. Oh yeah, I remember when that was trending. Yeah, anyone who thinks that's a fucking idiot. When looking at the discussion thread, I saw someone unironically say that Araki is much better at writing fights because JoJo battles make logical sense and don't require aspals. Puff, you and I talked about this. Uh, I said JoJo fights are not like interesting strategies you can predict before they play out. They're not like a chess game. I said JoJo fights are like watching a video of a Rube Goldberg machine,
That is a
where
great
everything
comparison.
is really cool and it makes sense with the logic we understand and is awesome. But also, you're not fucking predicting that shit. You don't know what's going on. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what's about to happen. You see it happen. You're like, oh, that's so cool. That makes sense. But so I can't. I knew that was gonna happen.
This reminds
I
me of something.
knew.
This reminds you of a section we had in like I think the very second bad One Piece opinion we did, which has terrible audio, so don't watch it, I guess. But it's
Unlike now, which
yeah,
has
it's about like
slightly less
it's like
terrible audio.
yeah, it's about like okay, did hockey kill the action in One Piece? I think you're kind of an idiot if you cite the Zoro versus Pika as an example, because Pika like talked about like, oh, as long as my
This
hockey's
hockey was
stronger, I'll win.
literally like 2 pages of
Yeah,
a
I know, but
fight.
like the thing is, like Zoro had to pull off this huge strategy to deal with Pika's Delphi, to separate his body from the ground so he could smoke him out of the giant piece of stone, and so he couldn't escape back into the earth. And then at the very end, Pika gives like two lines, like, "Well, as long as my hockey is stronger," and then Zoro just cuts him and wins.
Yeah, it was like a
Like
last minute cope.
yeah, that line doesn't really like change much of the strategy that actually happened in that fight. And like compare this to say the most iconic Zoro fight, probably
hmm
Zoro versus Mr. One, which literally just is Zoro being like, dude, I can't cut him, but I remembered my teacher had this metaphor for friendship and he told me about it, and now I'm gonna use that, and now I can cut Mr. One. And it's like, okay, literally no strategy, good fight though, cool. Pika, only strategic fight Zoro's had in his entire life, and then you have a line about
Nick.
hockey at the end, and then Zoro cuts him after the hockey line. It's like, okay, think a bit. Which fight do you honestly believe has more strategy? The one where he had to deal with an annoying devil fruit, or the one where he just had to cut through it again?
Oh, here we go. I found it. No, this. Damn it. Where is it? Where's the funny guy? No, I can't find it. Here we go. Y'all really tripping when you think Emu is big bad versus Blackbeard. Luffy doesn't give a fuck about the government, and he would have no reason to go after Emu. Pause there. What? Hmm?
Yeah. Okay.
He what? He what?
Okay, I understand. We understand Luffy's literally about to fight Ym in like 2 chapters because they're both on they're both on
An
Elbaf,
island.
and Luffy likes the people of Elbaf and Ym wants to fuck them. So what do you think's gonna happen?
It's literally no. It's also the idea that Luffy has no reason to go after Ym. But one, Ym wants him dead. Two, Ym wants Ym seems to want Vivi and Shirahoshi either dead or kidnapped. Luffy wouldn't like that. Ym wants to flood the world, which would kill all of his friends. Ym wouldn't like that. It's like that video where people like, there's nothing personal about the Cell Saga. All Cell wants to do is blow up the planet. It's like, dog, that is about as personal as it can fucking get. I don't know if you know this, but all the characters and their families and their friends that live on that planet.
And even then, the whole thing about the Cell fight is about the drama between a father and a son. Goku and Gohan. Like that's the focal point. So it was always a stupid point.
No, I think the comment is deleted because I can't find the thread. But in the thread, the last thing I remember seeing that just got me to laugh is just that at one point he's like, Luffy isn't gonna be your perfect political revolution. He just goes and beats up the bad guy for you. And literally, I think all I replied with was, if I said Luffy would beat up Ym because he does things he doesn't like and wants to hurt his friends, would you have gotten as mad at me? Because what I actually said is Ym represents oppression and bigotry, and Luffy doesn't like that. So like thematically, it makes sense that Luffy, the embodiment of freedom and friendship, would defeat the embodiment of it. It makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Like Luffy didn't have anything to didn't like care about the world government, and then they kidnap Robin, and then he saves Robin. He didn't really care about like. I think this is like the backlash of the whole One Piece's political discourse, where the people who like say it isn't kind of go way too far overcorrecting in some ways.
Well, I mean, yeah, because they were never right in the first.
Well, yeah, no, they're never right, but like that leads them to be wrong on other points because they feel they have to.
That leaves them to be mega wrong.
Yeah, they feel the need to make that point in other instances, like saying Emu can't be the final villain because Luffy doesn't care about politics. But it's like every arc, Luffy goes to an island, makes friends, bad people who may be dictators, may be pirates or whatever. Most of the time it's dictators, but whatever, who are oppressing the little people, and then Luffy stands up for the little people because he likes the little people. He's friends with them now. He's a friendly guy, and then he protects his friends, and that means punching a dictator every arc.
Like, oh, dude, that fucking BDA law video we watched the other day.
Yeah, just like
One Piece has politics, but it's like a background. One Piece is about people. It's not a political story. It's about the people, not the politics, which is such a stupid fucking thing to say. Food Wars isn't about the food. It's about the people making the food. Yeah, no fucking shit, you idiot. But it's still a food manga, you dope.
Yeah, it could be about both. It's both. You could just say it's both.
No, it's like they're intrinsically connected. Because unless, like, let's use my food example. Unless you're watching a documentary that's literally just about like fun facts about onions. It's about the people that make and cook or harvest food, not just food in general. Like, and it's like, yeah, dude, and that doesn't even work because you can't have politics without people, because who the fuck decide and are affected by politics and political decisions? Humans.
I mean, sometimes animals and plants are too, but that's besides the point.
Actually, no. I can think of exactly one thing where it's political, but it's not about the people, and that's just called playing Civ 6. It's like, yeah, it's not. It's about me deciding that my little island of tiny China is gonna become a theocracy because it makes me more money, while while my allies Russia and Italy go to war with France because France has decided that it's going to create Vatican mechs. Civ 6 is wonderful. I played it once. That's all that.
All right. In order to maybe get across how I feel about this when applied to any form of media that's not One Piece, how about I use Fire Emblem Fates as an example?
People don't say Fire Emblem's not political, do they?
uh, Depends on what game you're talking about. But
Ain't no way you can
let's
say that
no
about
no
any fucking Fire Emblem game.
no. Okay, listen. I'll say okay. Fates is like literally about politics. There'll be like a civil war and like rights of succession and stuff like that. But like that's not really the focus too much. It is just mostly about like family and stuff. But like it is literally there. But like if someone said it was a deeply political text, they'd be like, "Dog, you're stupid." But you can not in like that plot of the story, but in through the lens of, oh, the good kingdom is Japan and the bad kingdom is European. Does the fact that this game was made in Japan have anything to do with that? And it's like, yes, on the level of all art is political, you can slot Fates in there. On the subject of like the text and the plot and the characters, not so much at all, really.
No, no,
One
I
Piece
love
is not is just political in the plot and text.
No, I do like how people who say all art isn't political, it's not that they disagree. It's that they just don't like that. They just don't like the definition of everything is informed by politics and, technically politics are everywhere. They just don't like it because it pisses them off, not because it's wrong. But it's like, even if you say, okay, sure, that doesn't count, it has to literally be making political statements. Drum Mountain is about healthcare. It's so about healthcare. We had a commenter trying to argue that it was about how it was about the pros and cons of healthcare. It's like, ooh, private healthcare is bad because it's expensive, but government healthcare is bad because what if you don't give it to your political opponents? Not a thing Wapple did. Wapple just said, "Pay me or you don't get it." It's so funny. I'm trying to find anything we can fucking talk about.
Yeah, we kind of had a light load this time because we're busy with
Yeah,
Rave Master.
I am reading a lot. I am reading. I'm having a lot of fun. Shocker to not myself because I've always had this take and I'm still right. Uh, the most emotional thing Mashima will ever do is write a story about a character and their absent father. Every time he writes it, it's the most emotional thing ever. And oh man, I wonder if it has anything to do with his own personal life. Yes.
Yeah, I feel like the examples in Rave Master thus far have been my least favorite examples he's written, but like there are some emotionally like well done scenes about it, and that's nice.
Yes.
I like them.
Oh yeah, mainly, the meeting and then the sitting by the ocean. Those are both very fucking good scenes. Dude, there's this fucking guy on Twitter I commissioned, and he's still posting art, and he hasn't replied to me after taking my commission like a fucking month ago. He's bugging the shit out of me.
Just gotta bug him back, dude.
I tried! He ignored me! I'll try again. That was funny. I'll get back to that. Anyway, this is a short one. Oh, guys, the background gameplay, assuming I give it to Puff, which I will, I'll upload it like right when we stop recording. Fairy Tail has some cool fucking spin-off games, brother. Fairy Tail's got some cool. I wish One Piece.
Wait,
had
maybe
shit
we should
half this
save
cool.
that for the Rave Master video, or should we?
Oh, you're right. Next
or
Rave
wait,
Master,
no. You know what?
you're gonna
Maybe.
see some
But hold on. Is there a
cool
Rave Master video game? I could just check if there's like.
There's probably like a dick-ass Game Boy game.
Yeah, if there's a dick-ass Game Boy game, that's gonna be the background footage at Rave.
There's a GameCube game.
Yo, okay, that'll be fun. I'll literally
It
just
looks
like
like
played
shit.
like the first like 20 minutes and then use that.
Oh, yo, Puff, it looks so good. Puff, obviously, this is like no shit, but the best Rave Master game would just be like a Final Fantasy-esque game, obviously.
Well, yeah,
Literally just Haru's model can just be Cloud with white hair.
it's really
That's now
hard.
Haru's model.
I
think that would be good enough to be Haru's model.
Yeah, I think the Rave Master is easily the of all of Mashima's works, the one where you can most easily tell it was written by a Final Fantasy fan.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So yeah, that we're gonna have a lot of fun talking about. Puff and I love talking about Mashima. We love it so much that even though we had several commenters say, "Please talk about Gachiakuto or Gokubo," or "Please talk about Undead Unluck," we ignored all of you and said, "We're gonna read Rave Master."
See, that's why you gotta guess like what Shiki's drinking in the picture we have, because if you don't, then we won't respond to your immediate request. We'll only
Yeah, even though I love Okubo and all of his work, and I want to read Undead Unluck, and I will anyway, we won't make the video. We just hold it hostage.
uh,
Ugh.
all right.
Well,
Good night,
goodbye,
everyone.
everyone.